Hey guys, Rex here, and today we are going to be looking at minecart loaders and unloaders. So as you can see here in front of me, we have three different minecart loader designs and three of the same minecart unloader designs. And these three designs are all good, but they are used for different purposes. As you can see, the one here is the most resource light and the smallest, and that one over there is the most resource heavy and the biggest, but that one is also the most advanced, and this one is the least advanced, but you use them according to what your needs are. So let's start off with the first design here. You can see that there's a minecart going back and forth on the track here, and then this is where we're going to be putting our items in, and that chest over there is going to be where we're taking them out. So when we put our items in this chest, they're going to flow down into this hopper, which will turn the comparator on, turn the torch off, turn the repeater off, and then turn the rail off. So the minecart will stop and all the items will go into the minecart. Like so. And then once there are no more items in the hopper, it's going to repower the rail and send the minecart back on its way over to where the unloader is. And as you can see, that rail was powered. And then when the minecart goes over the rail, and the items from the minecart go into the hopper here, it's going to power this comparator, which is going to turn off this torch, unpower this block, unpower this redstone, and unpower the rail so the minecart can stop here and the items can continue to flow into this chest, and I can demonstrate that one more time. So the minecart's going to stop there, get all the items loaded, and once all the items are loaded, it's going to come over here, and then once one item goes into the hopper, it's going to turn off the rail, so the minecart stays there. All the items are going to go in here, and then when it's done unloading, it's going to send the minecart back on its way. So now we are going to look at the second design, and this design is slightly more resource heavy than the first design, and it is slightly more advanced in that the minecart does not move back and forth continually all the time, and it would cause less lag and just generally be less annoying. It will actually make the minecart depart faster because you won't have to wait for it to come all the way back to the station if the two stations are far away. As you can see, the unloader is the same, so I'm not going to go over how that works. But once we place the items in our chest once again, they're going to go down to the hopper, turn on this comparator, which is going to turn off this redstone torch, and while the items continue to flow into the minecart. And then when there are no more items in the hopper and all the items are in the minecart, it's going to turn this redstone torch back on, which is going to power this dropper and shoot an item into this hopper, which will turn this comparator on and power the rail and send the minecart on its way. So here it is in action. There we go, it turns the torch on. When it's done loading the items, it will turn the torch back on and power the rail and send the minecart on its way. Now the third design works very similar to the second design, except it's slightly different here. If we put our items in the chest, we can see that they are put into the minecart, and then it will send the minecart on its way to be unloaded once all the items are in the minecart. But these first two designs share a common disadvantage, and that is they can't be used for massive loads of items, because when the minecart's full, and there's still items to be hopped into the minecart, it's still going to keep the minecart at the loading station and try to load more items in. But this design is different in that it doesn't have that problem. It will detect when the minecart is full, and send the minecart on its way regardless of whether there's still items in the chest to be loaded into the minecart, as we can see here. So since these are all one wide designs, I'm not going to be doing a tutorial except for the last one. So now would be the time to pause your video and take a look at how to build the minecart unloader. And here is the first loader design, and here is the second loader design. Now keep in mind that you do have to put one item of your choice, it can be any item in the game, in the dropper on the left. Alright, so now we're going to move on to how to build the advanced one, the one that lets you move a bulk amount of items at a time. So you're going to start out with a rail here, and that's going to be a rail that your minecart's going across, going this way. And I just have a few powered rails here to get the minecart going on its way. So first you're going to place a block here with a detector rail on it, and then you're going to place another block here with a powered rail, and then a block up like this, block up like that, and then you want to place any rail up here and then get rid of it so that your powered rail is angled up like this, and then you want to place another block on top to stop the minecart. and then on top of that you want to put a hopper and a chest, or this is where your items are going to be coming from. Okay, so now let's move on to the redstone part. So first we're going to want to take a comparator output from this hopper and from this detector rail, which will detect the number of items in the minecart. So we're going to place a block here and a block here, and two comparators to take an output from those two sources. And then we are going to want to make it so the minecart can come into the station at any time, but only be able to leave when we want it to. And to do that, we're going to stick a fence post on top of this detector rail here. And what that's going to do is it's going to make it so any minecart can go in, but they can't go out just because of how the way the hitbox works. And then to be able to move this back and forth, we want to take a sticky piston and put it right here. And so what we want to do is first we want to say, if there's items being loaded into the minecart, don't move the minecart. Keep it in the station until there's no items left. So to do that, we're just going to put a block here. And so if there's items in the hopper, it's going to power the piston and prevent the minecart from leaving the station. But then we also want to say, if there's items in the minecart, make it leave, unless when it's done loading the items. So what we're going to do is we're going to place a block there, comparator, with a block up like this, and a redstone torch. So what's going to happen now is if there's a minecart sitting there with items in it, it's going to unpower this torch, which is going to attempt to unpower the piston, unless there's still items in the hopper. It's going to keep the piston extended until there are no more items in the hopper, and then it's going to leave. But the last thing we want to add is a thing that says, when the minecart is full, leave no matter what. And so how we're going to do that is we are going to come along back here and place a block here with a redstone dust and another block and a comparator, and then another block up like this with a redstone torch, and then you want to build two blocks out like this with a redstone dust here, and I forgot to get a lever, and you're going to put a lever there, and what that's going to do is it's going to say if this signal strength is equal or greater to this signal strength. So if the minecart is full, it's going to output a signal strength of 15, which is going to be equal to this 15, and it's going to turn off this redstone torch. And what's that going to do? We're going to place a piston here, and that is going to retract this block and basically override the system and let the minecart go. Okay, I'm going to insert a quick side note here. I recorded the rest of this video in 1.7.5, and I'm here right now in the snapshot just to confirm that it does work, and it does in fact work. I thought it might be broken with the changes to minecart speeds and minecart hitboxes, but all seems to be working fine, so they should work in 1.8, but don't quote me on it because I'm not 100% sure, because they may make changes in the future. So that just about sums up today's video on minecart loaders and unloaders. Remember, all these three minecart loaders have different purposes, and you use them in different circumstances. I personally, for most cases, would recommend the second design, because usually you're not going to want to move whole chests of items at once, but you don't want a minecart going back and forth all the time, because that causes problems sometimes, and it's slower. But that is all I have for you today, so if you enjoyed this video, then please rate, comment, subscribe, share, and follow me on Twitter at NanoRexMC for more updates. But thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Rex out.